guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty, and today we are going to try on some new makeup. So I do not have a full face. I have a bajillion of one thing, blushes, well, actually not blushes because they are not made by Mitchell. However, they are Covergirl and I went a little crazy. I literally never do this. I do not ever buy a bunch of one color of something that I've never tried, but I went a little nuts. And that is the Covergirl True Blend Skin Enhancer Baked Luminous Blush. So we'll swatch all four of the colors I got. I did not pick up any bronzers. I also purchased the new Maybelline Cloudtopia Cheek and Lip Mousse. And I purchased this one in, I'm taking glasses off, Toasted Sky. It looked really, really pretty, and I had a feeling that it was like the old Dream Matte Mousse. I've tried all of these things, by the way. These are not first impressions, but I want to use them again together, maybe check in later. It's about noon right now, and I can probably do a check-in in a good 6 hours or so and see how it's staying. But like I said, I've used all these before and I do kind of have a first impression. I don't ever like to decide positive or negatively on a product until I've used it multiple times. I will say that one of these things, highly doubt that it's going to work long term, but I am willing to try it again. All right, another thing I got was the Supernova Multi-Chrome Gel Liner in Zora by Moira. And these are supposed to be super waterproof. And I thought they might be a good option instead of the Kaleidos eyeliners that I still really want to try. These look like dupes for Hourglass products. This honestly is just an old school formula that I feel like they've brought out again. I also got two lip things. I got the new NYX, and some of these have been around probably longer than I've known about. I just don't care. This is the first time I'm trying them. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Lingerie Lip Liner Stain in Send Nudes. And then I also got the Sashu, I don't know, Lip Liner Stay In. It's the one that peels off. So this is the peel off lip stain liner situation. This is not a peel off, but it is a lip liner stain. And then I got a couple of extra things, one skincare, one perfume. Now I have been raving about these for the past year. I'm obsessed with them, and I got a new one. I would like to say that it's not my favorite, but again, I still am using it. Like, I just purchased it. I've only worn it a couple times, and I'm also wanting to start layering some of these and see if that kind of brings out a little bit of something. So this is the Sand and Fog Perfume Oil in Berries and Cream. And the notes on this are strawberry, lemon, vanilla, milk, and caramel. And I'm not 100% back into sweet scents like I was when I was younger, but I do want to mix a little bit in for spring and summer and change it up just a little bit. And then I got influenced, you guys. I got influenced and I gave in for the Medicube Collagen Night Wrapping Mask. So I've heard a lot about this. A lot of what they sell, some of their cult products already are ingredients that I already use in something else. So there's no point in me trying them until I run out of my other product. However, I have been looking for an overnight moisture mask because the one from Ulta, the watermelon sleeping mask that I loved, which really didn't have anything incredible in it, but I don't know what it did to my skin. It literally was like night and day. But it really was like truly night and day moisture different in the morning. And I tried it last night and it became very itchy here. And I don't know if it's just because we had a lot of fans in the room and it was like blood. I don't know. But this is the kind that peels off in the morning. And so it's not like just an extra thick moisturizer that sinks into your skin all night. It's a true mask that you peel off. It did feel good on the parts that I kept on, but like right when I got into bed, it was so itchy. I peeled off everything right here. because it was just driving me nuts. And then I peeled off the rest in the morning. So we'll keep trying on this, and we'll probably put this in a vlog to continue to try. But yeah, I have high hopes. I don't think it's exactly the same, but a thing that I like to do is, though I do know ingredients really, really well, it's one way I like to use ChatGPT is to put ingredients in and have it analyze the ingredients. So it's supposed to be really, really moisturizing, so we shall see. So let's get going on trying on some of these things. I have on a very light tinted SPF, and I have some under eye concealer. I do not have any powder on, so we do need to do a little bit of that. So what I am doing is I have switched around this little desk that I bought, and we're facing the window again. And I think I just, anytime that I'm going to do a video, I'm just going to have to swerve around because I already recorded this video and it just did not look incredible, I will say. Should we get a little bit more light? Okay. So let's put a little bit of powder around the eyes. I've just been using the meteorites lately. I really wish they made these in minis again. They used to make these little, I mean, they're already small, but you know, they're expensive. And they used to make like a quarter size of these, which was my fave because I just wanted to give them as gifts. And yeah, can't find them anywhere anymore except for eBay. I don't know, my skin looks kind of weird today, honestly. It looked really dry yesterday too. In my vlog, I think I talk about some skincare stuff that I'm questioning. Yeah, see, I'm getting, I don't know, it looks a little weird. Well, we're not gonna do close-up, we're just testing new products, so just don't look at that. Don't look at the ickies. All right, what I want to try first is the cloud stuff to see how it sits on its own, and then see how it layers. So this is the one that I said I don't know that I will be keeping long term. It seems to be pretty patchy on me. The best way I have found to apply is with the finger, and it literally feels like the Dream Matte Mousse of old. This is a gorge color, absolutely gorgeous color. I mean, stunning. Like a ruddy, mauve-y neutral, so beautiful. But like, there is just something about this mousse that never like sits well on my skin. Like I remember trying the foundation a long time ago as a younger person and it still didn't sit well. I think you have to have super smooth skin for this to sit nicely, but that's kind of the color that it buffs out to. So we are going to take some of that warmed up, very, very slight. Like maybe I used too much, God forbid. I would never use too much blush. I just do not. What is going on with my concealer today? Something is weird with my skin. I don't know, guys. I just don't think I like this product. Okay, so I did put it on my lips thinking that it would be kind of like the Peri Para velvety lip thingies, where they're matte but soft and kind of pillowy, powdery. But those I can use on my cheeks and they do not patch, they're not patchy and they're layerable. So there's something with this formula that I think just doesn't do well on my skin. If you have tried this and liked it, please let me know. I mean, this does not look hideous. And I would say that like, this is something that either I'm probably going to give away, knowing myself, or I'm going to keep it in my emergency car bag where like if I need a little blush real quick, I can tap it on, put it on the lips and like feel really good. Something on a no makeup day where I'm literally just wearing sunscreen, this, and maybe some chapstick. I don't know. Now we have to do everything on both sides so that we can get the full effect. But I just have a gut. I've not tried to layer it. I just don't feel like it's gonna layer really well. The color is stunning. Absolutely love the color. Love the color packed on and blended out. Really, really pretty neutral. But I don't know, like it's already getting patchy. I don't know if you can see that or not. I don't know. I just don't like it. So I have tried it on my lips. Like I said, I thought it was gonna be like the Peri Para, but it literally bled out immediately. So it's either not good at all or just not good for my older, weird skin right now. Not sure. But let's get into the CoverGirl Skin Enhancer Baked Luminous Blushes. These are delicious. These are such a great price point. Are they too expensive for the drugstore? Of course they are. Okay, of course they are. But I have 4 colors, 2 lighter, 1 neutral, 1 pink, and then 2 really deep colors that I bought first. And because of my blush blindness, I thought I could wear. So we're gonna try to use those, but maybe with like a very fluffy brush to see how those work out. These have a swirl to them, very much like the Hourglass blushes. So we are going to swatch them all. The first one is 410 Rose Latte. And I think this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous neutral pink. So we don't have anything else here, so we're gonna swirly swirl. These are very powdery, don't swatch very well, but actually look really beautiful on the skin. They look like they are going to be more shimmery, but they're actually not. They are not metallic, they are not glittery. It's just a very, very, very subtle shine. So that's 410 Rose Latte, like a neutrally rose. And I might do a dupes video at a later date and see if these line up even color-wise with Hourglass. Do they give the same effect? Like they're clearly not exactly the same ingredients, but can we get the same effect from them? The second one is 400 Please Please Pink. And I did want a more subtle color. I don't actually have very many subtle colors. I have one, the very, very, very neutral color by I'll put it here. My brain is not working. And I think that neutral one compares, that first one. But this one definitely has more pink to it. It's a very soft baby pink. And you'll be able to see the difference here. So that's the baby pink. Then we have the 2 brighter colors. We have the Corally Strawberry Drizzle in 420. I just love strawberry watermelon reds, just deep colors on fair skin. Obviously you have to be really careful. You can see that this is going to jump to a much more pigmented color compared to the other 2. And I am swirling this with my finger because it's swirled and I want to get the truest color for you guys. But you're gonna see the jump here in the color, in the pigment change. So to me, this is really interesting that these are very subtle colors, but there's like not a transitional color in between. It literally just jumps. However, what I love about that is that you do have deeper colors for deeper skin tones, like the NYX blushes that I really love. They're super pigmented, but they're all the same colors. They're color tones, they're just deeper and lighter versions for deeper and lighter skin tones. So I feel like this is kind of a similar vibe where there's not really a ton of variation in tone, but you have a couple colors for every skin tone out there, if that makes sense. The last one I have, reminder, I don't have any of the bronzers. I'm just loving the ones I'm trying right now. And I do think because I love this formula, I will try a bronzer later, but I have to be careful with my money. And I bought 4 of these blushes. So this one is 430 Berry Punch. So this is way more of a cool tone compared to what we've been looking at so far. Berry Punch, is that what I said? Okay. So this one has also the most contrast, so we definitely want to make sure that we wiggle around. This is very cool toned, that top color. So for me, I could use one of these as like a little bit of a bronzer, one of these as a color at the apple, and then if I want a little bit of you know, blush blindness addition, I can add one of these. So we're gonna play with these today. We're gonna start with this rosy one and Rose Latte, and I'm actually going to use a big Duo Fiber blush brush, and I like these because they don't pick it up super pigmented like. So I actually woo, 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 and then tapped off because I want that traditional color when you get them all together. So you do need to do the swirl for that. So we're gonna go on top of that mousse, which, you know, it's gonna be hard to tell how these blushes really sit because I am layering them, but you can get the idea at least, and we'll continue to chat about them and see how I like them as we go along. Again, probably in a vlog, something like that. You probably saw my other video, which was probably a vlog, came out before this and explained kind of where I've been in January. So you can see that even with that neutral underneath, that this is definitely leaning a neutral pink. It's not a bronzer. But super, super pretty, like super pretty. I'm excited that I ended up getting the two lighter colors because I need them in my arsenal, to be honest. Like I said, I only have, one is Milani, the rose something, and then one is the more high-end one that I keep forgetting the name of. Excuse me. So those two are my only like neutral or very light toned blushes. Okay, so we're now gonna go with the Strawberry Drizzle, and then we'll blend it all in with some more powder, especially because I know I'm going to go overboard. So what I've been using for my very pigmented bronzers and blushes is an even more fluffed out Duo Fiber brush. This is a fan brush and it's a little harder to use, but I feel like it's so fluffed out that it gives me a little bit more wiggle room with a more pigmented blush. And you do have to do some circular motions here so that we're getting the blend. But if you want that brighter pop, you are gonna get it. Yeah, I think that that works a little bit better for that brighter color, but we're still pretty bright. So we'll do a tappy tap, do the other side here. Then we're gonna blend it all with a little bit more powder. We'll blend everything together with some powder. And then we'll also check in again, like I said, to see like how this sits and how this wears. That's one of the reasons that I have not really bought a lot more blush lately, because the ones I have work so well and stay so well, and that's hard to find with my skin type. So I've not really wanted to spend a lot of money on something new in case it doesn't work. You know, like I have stuff that reads this color that works. It's like, why rock the boat, you know? But I got influenced, guys. These looked so freaking pretty. Okay, so let's go in and repowder some stuff, and we'll put these blushes to the side, and then we'll do that eyeliner and some lip liner, and then we'll check in later today. I've been using a smaller brush lately to buff this in. And then, ooh, see, I don't know if that's the, it's got to be this. Like, it's already getting patchy. It's got to be this. Do you see that patchiness right there? So this does not layer well, because I will say that I've used this powder blush on its own and it is not patchy. So we do not like that. So let's get this. Ooh, that's such a disappointment. Yeah, I don't know who that formula is for, honestly. Oh my gosh, the little balls are going everywhere. Balls everywhere! Yeah, real patchy, don't love it. Don't love it. Don't love it. But this gives you a kind of lit from within when you buff some powder on top. And clearly, I like a lot of blush. So it still reads like a lot, and that's okay with me. But in general, it's a good tip. Okay, let's get some eyeliner going here and see if it stays. The color is incredible. Super, super loving the color of it, and I think I might get another one before I try the Kaleidos liners, but we shall see. Okay, so let's swatch this one. This one is in 008 Zora. It's the kind of an indigo deep navy purple combo, and you do have to get quite a bit of it to see the flip, which is totally fine with me, but you can see the purple, blue. And these are harder with eyeliners because most people don't just like slap this stuff on, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is fun, guys. I've missed you. I talked about this in the vlog, but like January was like not even a month. It was like 3 years long, 2 days long. I just survived in January. We'll just put it like that. So it just feels like I haven't seen you guys in so long. Okay, so when I do my eyeliner, I typically don't put a ton on the top because it just gets everywhere. I do it in my waterline, but you'll see a lot on the bottom. So that's where you're really gonna see the color. So I'm gonna do the bottom so you can see that. And then I'll upload some pictures too from my phone, like in natural light, so you can see the color. But for me, this is less about the color and more about the staying power because I have such a greasy face. Like, I'm gonna put this mascara on, but it's basically done. I've tried using something else because this is out. This is just a tubing mascara. It's everywhere. My mascara is absolutely everywhere. And I've been trying out this eyeliner, and so I just can't decide if is it the mascara or is it the liner that's like gooey all over the place. So let us figure it out today. We're gonna use our go-to Stay On tubing mascara, since we know that does not budge. Okay, and hopefully I've put a picture up here of this. I'm gonna do the top, do some mascara, and then we'll come back and do some lips. Like, it's already like getting gooey because it hasn't dried yet. Ugh. Okay, so this was a bad idea. You know when the stopper like gets stuck and you pull it out, like, so there's so much left here to use, but like I can't because it's broken. Anyway, we just got to toss that. All right, let's do some lip liner. So this I have used. I'm actually going to use it over the whole entire lip instead of a lip liner. You guys, this is like, how are you supposed to do a lip liner with this? There's no point to this, like literal point whatsoever. So yes, it can still be used as a lip liner. We're going to use it on the whole lip and then go over with this to show the actual precise line. There is no way in hell this is going to get precise. Now, the sucky part about this is you have to breathe through your nose while this dries. And I have allergies, so we're gonna do a pause once this gets on to dry. You can't let your lips touch. Okay, we are almost dry here. I had to correct my line. So on initial swatch in store, both of these colors were very similar. However, once you see me peel this off, this has a little bit more red in it, whereas this is a little bit more brownie neutral. So this makes a really great outline, especially after you've done your lips and you want to correct any lining of any stain, because for me, I'm wearing a lot less traditional lip liner and more stained gloss or stained lipstick or stained peri-pera situation or stain and then oil. So this is really good, especially when you're over 40 or you're starting to see wrinkles around your mouth. You know, things just don't stay the same. This is actually a really nice tool. So this you do peel off. And you'll see that even though it's gorgeous and stays on really well for the most part, it can also be patchy, which is fine. Like, there's no way for it to be perfect. But what I like to do is actually kind of buff it with a tissue when I've pulled it off. Let me hold this up, I guess. So that anything that is maybe a little darker than another area can get toned down and blend in a little bit better. Like, if you can see this little line here, you can see it's a little bit darker, so I'm gonna go buff that. And it's just, most of that is just not user error, but it's not thick enough to pull off right there, so it's reading a little darker. All right, so let me buff this out real quick and then we'll come back and do the last little liner. Okay, you can see it's not totally perfect, but it's a gorgeous neutral, and it is a little bit darker than I would typically wear day to day, like on a no makeup day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put my glasses on and then we're gonna do this last little, actually that's a lie. Let me swatch this for you and do this close up, because I actually can't see close up anymore with my glasses on, so I won't be able to do the lip liner liner. Okay, so you can tell what this one looks like. This one is the color, the NYX one is Send Nudes. That's my little nudie boy. So this tip is so cool. Let me see, can we get it? There it is. I can't even see far away without my glasses, so I don't know if this is even blurry or not. But the tip is really tiny, it's kind of wiggly, and it's got a ball tip, and it sounds like you would not get a precise line, but it's pretty incredible. Let me get this so you can kind of see the color here. It's next to this eyeliner. So that's the eyeliner I have on, that's the lip liner color. So let's use this to line my horribly done stain. You can see how beautifully that blends in as well. What I've been doing is a lighter, like pinkier stain with this around it and then some lip oil on top, and it's gorge. And it's a little bit lighter than the stain I have on the whole lip, so it's more of my everyday color. Okay, so I do think there's a little bit of a learning curve here, but I think it's worth it. I think it's, the price point is incredible. I don't remember what it is, but hopefully I put prices up and stuff. And obviously coupons where you get it makes a difference, but this is totally worth the price. Like, I would buy a lot of different colors of this, and I would use this in my kit. So we will check back in 4, 6, 8 hours, I'm not sure, and just see how everything is sitting. I did set my face like normal. I do not set my face after I do mascara. I do before, but I did set it with the eyeliner on. So could that be an issue with it being mushy? I don't know, we shall see. So stay tuned. I'll put some pictures of in natural light here of what everything looks like, and then we'll come back at the end and do a check-in. Okay, so it's been like 4 hours, and this always happens, so that's not a problem for me. I do think I wiped a little bit from the corners earlier, just out of habit. Blush is fine. I added some like lighter, warmer gloss on top because it was a little dark. The eyeliner is staying okay. For me, that's pretty dang good. But it's definitely half off of the inner rim.